Hi, it's Andre here, and we're counting down to Parkinson's Awareness Day next weekend. So why is it next weekend? Well, that's the birthday of James Parkinson, who first diagnosed what he called the shaking palsy way back in 1812. And we've got Andy who's going to be releasing a single to try and raise Parkinson's awareness. Now, Andy's never sung before. In fact, up until a few months ago, he didn't even think he had any musical talent. But he is going to be raising a single. He is affected by Parkinson's and he's looking to make some money for a charity to help with some research into Parkinson's. But here's a question that sometimes gets asked. What's the similarity or difference between Parkinson's and Alzheimer's? Now, obviously, they're two neurological illnesses. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I'm not really a medical expert on this, but I do know in layman terms some of the differences. So, for example, with Alzheimer's, there tends to be a protein entanglement in the big parts of the brain, whereas with Parkinson's, it is a lack of dopamine in one particular part of the brain. That tends to be the main thing. Also, in terms of the parts of the brain that are particularly affected in Parkinson's, there's a part in the middle called the basal ganglia, which seems to be affected where signals can't get through, whereas in Alzheimer's it is what's called the hippocampus. And I do have a cartoon for that one because I do know a little bit more about the Alzheimer's thing. So that's a hippopotamus on the campus. That's just to help us remember, but it's the hippocampus that's responsible for short-term memory, not going into long-term memory. That can be affected in Alzheimer's. So both affect people neurologically, but in different ways. But the one thing they both have in common is down to a therapy that happens to work really well, and that's music therapy. And it just so happens that it's the same kind of recommendations both for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So what's that? Well, the first one is actually moving to music or dancing. Works like gangbusters. But if people are willing and able to sing along to their movements, then one session of singing and moving can be as good as having multiple sessions of just moving or dancing to music. So the fact that Andy's actually releasing it's going to be on YouTube, a single, is great because not only is he going to bring in awareness to Parkinson's, but the fact that music making is something that's available to most people. Now, unfortunately, in this day and age, too many people think they haven't got any talent. And it's true, there are two conditions. There's one called beat deafness, where people can't follow beats. And there's also a thing called amusia, where people are a little bit tone deaf. But that tends to be in the minority. That's like 5% of the population. Sadly, too many people, it could be as high as 70, 80%, I'm not exactly sure, just think they're not musical. And that's just plain wrong. So this weekend, it's going to be raising awareness for Parkinson's Awareness Day, said on the birthday of James Parkinson's. And Andy from the Wirral is going to be releasing this single. He is going to be having a Just Giving page as well, so we'll give some details of that later on in the week. So if you perhaps like to or feel that you'd like to help out with research into Parkinson's, then you'll have a chance to contribute there. But let's have a little listen to his single so you can hear what to expect when it gets released next Sunday. So let's see if we can get this technology to work. All right, click a few buttons. So here we go. So this is the last chorus, we hope. Yes, it is.
Control the way I eat, you control the way I sleep, but now you know you can't control my soul. You control the way I eat, you control the way I sleep, but now you know you can't control my soul. Now you know you can't control my soul.
Yeah, so that's Andy with his first single, Can't Control My Soul. Said he'd never really sung until not so long ago. So that was Andy with his first single, Can't Control My Soul. He's releasing it on YouTube next Sunday. There will be a Just Giving page. And you never know, maybe next year for Parkinson's Awareness Day, if he's up for it. And because he's from the Wirral, you never know, he might even play it at the Cavern Club. Wouldn't that be a turn up for the event? So that will certainly get some publicity for sure. So it's Andre saying bye for now, and reminder, Parkinson's Awareness Day, that's going to be next weekend. Bye for now.